All right, let's just get this one over with. Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice Pacers. Guys, I feel like there's a lot to say and not a lot to say in this game. I'll just say this. Is this the worst loss for the Indiana Pacers all season? I mean, talk about just a complete embarrassment from this team, against a team in the Charlotte Hornets that are terrible. I mean, 11-win team this year. And thanks to the Indiana Pacers, they get one more win on the season and improved to 12-41 on the season. The Pacers completely embarrassed themselves in Charlotte. Their second loss to the Charlotte Hornets this year. And guys, just an absolutely terrible game for the Pacers, completely playing down to competition. They've done this all year. They continue to do it. And I'll just say this, guys, the Pacers are a very unserious team at this moment. They aren't a team right now that deserves to be in the playoffs, to be completely honest with you. If they can't handle these bottom feeder teams like this, they've lost to Portland twice. They've now lost to Charlotte twice. And you just think if the Pacers were able to take care of business, they would not have any issue, right? And now there's virtually no margin for error for the Pacers here going down the stretch in the next couple of games. And again, I guess the good news is for the Pacers that they're not playing very good teams. But again, is that good news? Because the Pacers apparently like to play down to their competition every single time. And so, I mean, there's so much to talk about with this Pacer game, but just an absolutely horrendous performance all the way around. I mean, number one, just the fact that you let Charlotte hang in it at all, and then at the end of the game, you get outscored and just completely fall apart near the end of that game. You couldn't hit a shot to save your life, and you just allowed Charlotte to hang around all game. And ultimately, when it came to the end of the game, Charlotte was able to pull it out. And so just absolutely just not a great performance. The Pacers fall to 30-25 on the season. I mean, let's just start here. I mean, the Pacers just, especially from beyond the arc, this is what killed them in this game. They attempted 30 shots, only made 8 of those shots. So they shot 27% from three-point, just an absolutely abysmal number. And you thought, man, if the Pacers were able to make a couple of those shots, they could have honestly bust this game wide open, especially there in the third and fourth quarters. But they just weren't able to hit anything or connect from anywhere downtown. And it was a rough game for the Pacers overall. Again, free throws continue to be an issue for the Pacers. 63% shooting free throws. They missed 6 of their 16 tonight. So not a good performance from that standpoint. Really, the only thing that was okay and really wasn't that great either was the field goal percentage, 51%, still not a good number. The Pacers did win the turnover battle, which is good. But, I mean, when it comes to the rebound battle, the Pacers got out-rebounded pretty handily, 46-32. Just overall, just not a good overall performance for the Pacers. This is a team that they should have blown out, to be completely honest with you. If they were a serious team and a serious contender and really were with a team that we all think they can be, they would have taken care of business tonight. They would have taken care of business against some of these teams that they're losing to. And so I look at the Pacers right now and I say they don't deserve the playoffs. They do not deserve to be in the playoffs right now with how inconsistent they are. I mean, you come off one of your best performances a couple nights ago where you handle business, you take care of one of the better teams in your conference, and then you come out and you just absolutely lay an egg and you just look absolutely terrible. You can't shoot. Can't play defense when it matters. And, I mean, you just allow the Hornets to outshoot you, frankly, in this game. And it's not like there was one player that went absolutely crazy. I mean, you look at it, it was very consistent for the Hornets. Every single one of their players, their starters, were in double digits. And not to mention Williams and Curry off the bench, Williams with 21 and Curry with 18. So, I mean, you just allowed them to stay in that game, to hang in that game, and it was very obvious. I mean, you could see in this game, the Hornets are not a good team, right? There was a lot of times where the Hornets missed shots badly, right? They weren't shooting well, but they got those second chance opportunities. And the Pacers, when it mattered, they just weren't able to make the shots, weren't able to get the rebounds, and they gave them, again, more opportunities. And so, yeah, I mean, just for all those things, the Pacers fall here. And I mean, let's just jump right into this. I mean, the shooting for the Pacers was just abysmal tonight. I mean, when you look at it, especially Tyrese Halliburton, one of his worst shooting nights, 5 of 15 shooting, 3 of 8 from 3 point. Just not a good performance. Nobody shot well from the 3 point line tonight. Absolutely nobody. The best person was Obi Toppin in this game, who shot 2 for 4 on his 3 point attempts. But yeah, guys, I mean, the Pacers are just a very unserious team right now, and it's very obvious that the Pacers they're a young team, but they're very inconsistent, right? Very, very inconsistent, and they need to figure this out. And they just didn't have answers, right, for some of the things that the Hornets were doing, especially the small ball game, the small ball lineup that the Hornets would instill. They just had no answers. And talk about just some bad performances. Benedict Mathurin has been terrible the last couple games. I don't know what the issue is. He got benched for Ben Shepherd tonight, I think deservedly so. I don't know what's going on with Benedict Mathurin, but he's got to figure it out, because you cannot have a guy off the bench who you drafted 6th overall come in, play 15 minutes, and go 0 for 4 shooting. You just can't have that. You absolutely can't have that. So Pacers got to figure it out. They got to figure it out. It is do or die time. They can't afford to have any more of these bullcrap games where they allow teams to hang in there that should never be in the same stratosphere as them. They can't be this inconsistent. And if they are, honestly, they don't deserve the playoffs. I'm sorry to say. I know a lot of people would love to see the Pacers in the playoffs, but if this is what they're going to do on a night-to-night basis, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it right now. So Pacers got to focus back up. Like I said, the good news is their schedule is still very favorable moving forward. And so it's like they have some very winnable games here before the All-Star break, right? They still have some very winnable games to potentially propel themselves into the playoffs. But if they have performances like this, they don't deserve it. So hopefully they figure things out, because they can't afford any more of these slip-ups, any more of these playing down to competition games. And if they do, unfortunately, they're going to be on the outside looking in. So, guys, let me know your overall thoughts here on this Pacers loss. Is this the worst loss of the season for the Pacers? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But, guys, that'll do it for this one. Yeah, not a great performance. Very frustrating. Just felt like the Pacers were playing in slow motion at times in this game. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. That'll do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, guys, go Pacers.